against Sven.
There's the witch
What?
doctor.
Okay.
You got some more lockdown? You got a bit of heals going on
Set up
there?
first ladder.
But it's... Witch Doctor is mostly physical damage as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Against Sven.
So what do you think, Coach Ape Mother? Is your team looking good?
Yeah, it's looking very good here.
I'm
I'm
Vega Squadron, by the
gonna
way.
jump ship as well.
You're both going for Vega?
Yeah.
Well, this time I have to join in then. 4 Clovers can do it. We're gonna find out what our commentators think because it's time for game 2. 4 Clovers and Lepricon taking on Vega Squadron.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cards Desk with myself, ODPixel, and of course Draskell. We're ready to get ourselves in the game of Vega Squadron versus 4 Clovers, so let's do exactly that. And there we go, Andy! We're seeing a lot of pretty fun heroes coming out from both sides today in this match. A lot of wham bam, thank you ma'am, and I think we could be in for a good one this time.
I kind of have to agree with the couch though. I really think that Vega got the better draft here. Like, Sven and Dazzle are so good against Witch Doctor. Even if you can't interrupt the Witch Doctor ward with like a hookshot, for example, you can just have like 50 armor, and then the Death Ward just, it does kitten damage. So I'm hoping that for 4C&L's sake, their laning phase goes pretty well. They did counterpick the TA with a Razor. Everyone knows that lane is...
Clock!
He's fine.
He's okay.
He's always known.
Alright.
Mag's got that spider sense.
Okay, so 4 Clovers not finding the aggression that they're hoping to find there with that smoke. Well, they were to find themselves the bottom lane. Looks like top will go to the Vega side. So, as you said, and as you were saying with the panel, draft-wise, Vega, but 4 Clovers, how do they work around that? What's going to be the ideal game plan for the side of 4 Clovers with their lineup?
Well, from the looks of things, it is a core position Slardar, and I believe they can just rely on the fact that before TA gets BKB, Darkseer is a fairly good counter to it. You also have Amplify damage on top of it. So they have methods of killing the TA. It's just like, late game, BKB is going to come out. Then you don't really have a good way of breaking Refraction other than like maybe Death Ward. And then the TA is going to do a tremendous amount of damage. Even if you do counter no one in lane with a Razor, he's always going to be able to make his way back in from stacks, similarly to what a Shadow Fiend would do. But, I mean, I'm just hoping that 4C&L's laning phase goes really well. Because if it doesn't, I can very easily see Vega walking away with this game.
Alrighty, well we'll see if that's the case. I mean, in terms of kind of the lanes that we've got going on from both sides and how the matchups have ended up, do you think it's still Vega that are going to be happy with the kind of what they've got in the side lanes and the mid lane?
Well, for now, I think it'll be alright.
Yeah.
The only concern really is Mag going to be pressured super hard on here? Can he still get some experience? Are they going to even try to go for a tower dive, for example? It's quite difficult to do against Clock.
Okay, and top lane at the moment. Robert Dazzle just trying to harass back Pyke as he's making himself to the pools through to the small camp. Light Strike away is going to connect onto Nikwa here. Getting fairly low as well. 5 for 3 at the moment on the TA. 3 for 1 on Nikwa's Razor bottom lane. He asked if they're going to dive it. And I mean, look at this aggression from Bambo and EGM just walking around chasing down Mag. They've got the creeps pushed in here, so they're not going to be worried about the tower. Mag, he's getting incredibly low. He's got the cogs, but he can't quite find the range to get them out. He can now, but no! Somehow it pulls Bambo in with him, and Mag, with the unluckiest cogs of his life, even pings it out after he gets taken down, saying, "What the hell, Valve?" And my God, it looked like they push him out, but they just yanked Bambo in.
Yeah, that's the corner, man. The corner of the cogs is the most fickle mistress in the entire game of Dota. Like, sometimes it looks like you're going to throw him back. Nope, vacuum cog. And he was unfortunately a victim of that. So 4C&L to get themselves on the board very quickly here, which is good because TA is actually getting quite a bit of farm mid. It's a little bit disconcerting if you're 4C&L right now, considering you don't pick Razor for any other reason, I think, in this matchup than to try to stop that hero from getting farm in lane. Solo, though, he's blocked here.
Let's see if they can find anything with this. Static Link containing for a long time. Yeah, nice snowball. Turns around with the Dragon Slave. EGM comes in, gets fairly low on the Witch Doctor. Isn't going to be able to do anything. Nikwa, just with 112 casually stolen. And we're seeing, obviously, I mean, lane dominating, that's going to do it. Get off a good Static Link, have the tusk there to trap someone in with the shards, follow through with the snowball, and you're always going to get a very, very good duration off on the Static Link.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best moves that 4C&L can make right now. Like, you have Ion Shell too, so even if Bambo eventually wants to make a transition over there, help kill the tower and whatnot, you can do that. But bottom, he's just diving. He's like, come at me, bro. Okay, battery assault's there this time.
I mean, Bambo, he's going to be careful now. He hasn't got any creeps to tank the tower with. They are going to be moving in, and Bambo just feeling confident to hang around, tangoing himself up, soaking up the creep wave here with the shell. And Max back up to full health here. I don't know if Bambo can necessarily go. I mean, a couple of iron shells? Maybe so. He's going to think about it here. Moving in onto Mag with the second tango as well. That iron shell creep managed to get nice and quick. But then Mag's going to be able to duke it out. Pops out the flare. Just trying to burst down the creep wave. So we are seeing a lot of pressure put onto this Clockwork. So, and in terms of kind of the score, it's 2-0. 4 Clovers dealing pretty well with what Vega are throwing at them at this point of the game.
Yeah, the rotations are key. They're even going to try to go on top here as well. They have Saxa.
Let's see, Shards come out, it's going to block Dazzle away from making the easy route, but there's Pasha moving in with Solo as well. If they can find a stun, they are going to have to one by Light Strike to set it up. They'll follow through with a Storm Hammer, they'll find Saxa on the tusk, so Vega get themselves a kill on the board and capitalize on off the back of what could have been a nice rotation there from the tusk.
Yeah, they needed the Slardar to react a little bit faster if they wanted to actually go for a kill. I'm not sure if that was miscommunication or what, because Pycat I think was pulling creeps off the tower at the same time that they were walking over there, so maybe not the best timing for that particular rotation, but all in all, like you were mentioning, the offlane is the big thing for 4C right now, because Bambo is like totally free farming Mag. Maybe looking for a solo kill here, and this is very hard to get.
Yeah, we'll see Bambo just with the dukes. Duking out here. He's going to lose the surge in as well. Mag's going to continue to try and move in, but
he misclicked.
Mag.
Oh, that's painful.
That's not the path he was looking for there.
Yeah, I think he misclicked a bit when he was chasing. I don't know if it would have killed Bambo 100% because the battery assault had already kind of gone through more than half of its duration. It would have been close.
Yeah, it would have been. I think top lane at the moment, there's a lot of focus from the side of Vega with 3 heroes up here now. Solo's moved away from the mid lane, already got that good enough start, pretty much secured it for the TA, so TA's going to be fine, stacking up some H's here as well, no one. Just continue to keep that farm game up, and if there's anyone that's going to be able to do that, I'm going to know that no one is after his performance game 1 on that Shadow Fiend. This man's very efficient in terms of keeping the farm up and finding the favourable fights.
That ward though. OP, blocking them ancients. But even still, like 30-4 at this stage for him is great. Like this is better than expected when you're going up against Razor, so I think having the Lina as a secondary support to that insane range, yeah, they're going in.
He's trying to check out, he's
not even clicking on them. Okay, now
there we go. Now we get the Stormhammer out. TP comes in, but the Light Strike's there straight away onto Saxa. Solo, he could be in trouble though. Shards are out, Snowball forward as well, moving Pycat in for the crush. They'll be able to get themselves the Lina. A bit of a sloppy kind of a gang there from Vega. They were looking to fight, and now, well, the bounce is coming out. There's another crush as well, so they'll trap Pasha under the tower here. The creep wave will go down, so the tower now heading onto Pasha. He does still have the backup here with this Dazzle. The 3 heroes moving in. They've got the Shards as well. Pasha will turn around with the Stormhammer onto 2. He has got to run. Looks like, no, the Snowball's going to come out in time. It will close in. He's got the Maledicts on him, but now there's the turnaround Light Strike array. They'll look for Saxa. They'll find Saxa. And they do get themselves a kill in return after losing Solo on the Lina up there.
Didn't even have to use Grave. Stone Cold Killers, man. Just held on to it the entire time. Tower deny also coming out here from Mag. That does mean the safe lane is already down, though. And Bambo, on top of Arcanes, is pretty much halfway to his mech, maybe even a little bit more than that. It's only 6 minutes in. Like, that kill that he got helped him so much. Yeah. As soon as that kill happens, the other hero leaves the lane. He's like, alright, you won. Like, Clockwork versus Darkseer, if the Darkseer gets a solo kill, you can, like, pretty much no longer come back unless you land a hook shot, and that was not the hook shot.
That was not landing a hook shot, nope.
Alright.
Poor Mag. I mean, he's done that. He did that in the first game as well, didn't he? The first hook shot was onto the back of his own creeps.
I think what happened was, like, he didn't even throw a flare, so he was probably assuming that the creep wave wasn't... I don't know, actually. That was just not great. Most of the time, Mag plays a very stellar Clockwork, so...
I mean, certainly he turned it around in the first game. We saw some big hook shots come around towards the later part. So, hey, it's just a quick fluff up there from the clock. I'm sure we'll see Mag get himself back on form. Top lane, Pasha just forcing the lane, and he's got the Dazzle and Lean on the side. That's mid lane. No one's come fairly far out, and they've got the Shards here. Saxa moving in with the Snowball as well. Top lane, they do lose the Witch Doctor on the side of 4 Clovers, but mid lane, the bigger kill may just happen if they find the Semble Assassin. That's the Jalagrave coming through. Bambo's diving for this here. They've had to walk through the wall here. They should be able to find the TA. Bambo, can he get it? Yes, he can. Gets the 1 kill. They'll even be able to find the Dazzle as well by the looks of it. The courier flying over, hiding in the trees. They've got to be careful here. Mac will be able to get it out, and he's there as well on the side. Plasma Field won't connect, but Saxa has got a Shards and a Snowball. Here's Shards. Won't quite get the damage through onto the Clockwork, so Mac's going to be okay, but Vega nonetheless losing 2 heroes there.
Where were the TPs?
Well,
like, 1 TP could have saved 2 people. If either, like, solo TPs, obviously he didn't have any mana, but if Pasha was carrying a TP, that one TP would have scared them away from diving to tier 2. Because as soon as they see that it's Sven, they know there's a stun. And diving under a tower into Stormbolt is not the play, or Stormhammer. You have to, like, stop the dive. I don't know why he didn't have any teleports.
I mean, at the same time, we've got to mention that, of course, Vega did get a kill on the top lane whilst it was all going on, so he was...
Yeah, that's true. They
maybe
did
just
kill the
prioritising that.
Witch
But there was time after they killed the Witch Doctor, maybe, for a reaction to come through, and well, 4 Clovers looking for more here. I'll find the Dazzle. Looks like they don't want to feel too confident going into the high ground. The slows there, and this time the hookshot connects. Mag straight onto Saxa. The snowball will come out though, and they may just be able to turn. Nickwick gets off a little bit of a static link. The snowball now in the middle of 4. Light Strike's going to miss though. Body blocks are there from Dazzle. They will find the Tusk. So if they could get themselves a kill off the back of that, 4 Clovers not quite in a position to continue fighting in that sense. But still, I mean, 9 minutes in, it feels pretty much similar to the first game in the sense that it's very, very close between these two sides in the early game.
The biggest difference is, in this game, 4C&L have the ability to deal physical damage through BKB carriers, but the problem for them this time around is going to be armor. Like, you have Battle Cry on the Sven or War Cry, and then you also have to fight into Weave on top of that. That's going to be the next thing that they're going to have to deal with. Nice TP here from Mag. Oh, that crush hit? My god.
Alright.
That AoE.
I mean, yeah, Mag just accepts his fate after that one. I think Pycat was wondering himself as well. He was like, I wonder if this will hit him. And
Dude, the range
there's
is
no
actually
reason to not go for it. It's
huge.
That must have been just on the tip though.
Yeah.
Around the cogs, yeah.
I think Mag like got hit by that, and then he just realizes.
Alright, Nico going ham at the same time in the mid lane. They may even look for more. He's got the refraction up. No, one TP coming through from the Dazzle. So we'll see if Nico and Saxa can stick around for this one, but no, looks like the Dazzle is enough to hold them off and stop them from diving on the TA. But I mean, yeah, 7 for 4. 4 Clovers coming out slightly on top of the early game. But this is kind of, I always feel with 4 Clovers, this is the portion of the game that they're best at. Getting the chaos going early and coming out on top of these smooth pre-10-minute skirmishes. After that point, though, I feel that potentially is their weakness, especially going against a team like Vega.
Well, Darkseer and Tusk are kind of really strong right now.
Yeah.
Of course, Darkseer continues to scale. He'll get like his vac wall with Blink going, and then maybe eventually his Shivas. And of course, his team fight potential is always going to be good. But you have to keep in mind how strong Ion Shell is in a 10-minute game. Like 90 damage a second.
Get a couple of those out.
Yeah, you put it on anyone. You like surge in, you snowball in. Doesn't matter who.
No, this would be a nice kill if they can find it. Let's see if they can. Maybe with Saxa. Throws out Stormhammer. Dazzle's there as well. And this is going to be. Oh no, there's sharp blocks there. They should be able to find Pasha here.
He's so tanky.
This is now crush onto Dazzle as well. Make sure there's no for Shallow Grave coming out into the Sven. Nicely done there by Pycat. They will be able to get the Dazzle out, but just being able to lock that Dazzle in place so he can't help Pasha on the Sven. Gets 4 Clovers another big kill.
Yeah, it was very well played there from Saxa. Top lane 2, Solo's just like casually behind the tower. He has Laguna.
Alright, Mag. He's there with the turnaround, and yeah, they'll save the Laguna. Just say the easy kill there off the back of that hook shot. And as we said, off Mag's first unfortunate hook shot, he's been hitting a couple of big ones after that and securing the kills here for the side. And looks like they better secure themselves the tower as well on the top as no one moves in as well.
It's really interesting how the lanes worked out because Vega clearly got the better farm game. If you look at Pycat, he's 32 CS right now. Compare that to 71 of Pasha. So it was just like blatantly obvious the top lane for Vega went very well.
Yeah, Pasha had a great time.
And the other thing too is the way that Vega are actually playing this. He didn't go for Blink on the Sven, he just went for drums. Okay. So he wants to be like that frontliner with Mag. They want to just be in the fights. They want to be going as 5, I think, again. And maybe just use like God Strength and Warcry to help win you those team fights and then push off of it. But Bampo having such a phenomenal start too, this puts 4C&L in a position where they can contest in the early game. Like if the Darkseer was shut down, I think it would have been a lot more difficult for them to fight, because obviously your mech carrier being shut down means you don't have that offset and damage in these early engagements, but they do, and Vega don't. So it's like we need to get that hook shot on a really good target and get the kill, otherwise the team fight might not favor us right now.
I mean, talk about it. What's the TA got at the moment on the 5k? What's she invested in? So, still saving up the 1300.
It's probably just Tesso.
Yeah, Tesso first, and ooh, we found a Dazzle here. He has got a Shallow Grave. He wants to buy time for the rest of the team to turn up. Mag did look for a hookshot shot on Pycat, so lose the Dazzle, but Vega finding the favoured trader as they take down the slide up. There'll be the vacuum there to cancel that one. A bit of an over-optimistic TP attempt there from Mag. So they do lose in fact 2 in turn, so off the back of losing the slider, 4 Clovers still adamantly making sure the trade's worth it and taking down the clockwork as well. I think they'll be happy with it.
Yeah, it's a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
This is one of the few games where I feel like Slardar is still an okay pick, but it's very difficult to blink into these kind of teams when you don't have BKB, you know? Like, Clockwork hooks you, and if there's any backup whatsoever as Slardar, you're just dead. Like, no one on 4CL, even with the mech popped there, it was a perfect example. That was just 2 heroes, and even a mech couldn't save him. So if Bambo can't save you, who are you looking to get you out of situations? I guess a snowball might, if you can actually get a target on it and roll through, but otherwise, he's gonna need blink, he's gonna need BKB. It's just a lot of farm that he needs before he really feels like he's effective, and that's why typically when I see Slardar as a position 1, I don't like it as much. Like, I prefer a supporter offlane.
I don't know if he can get himself out of this one. No, that's a no. No.
Yeah, he did.
He's gone.
But if you think about it, the supporter offlane Slardar does the same thing as a core Slardar, but takes up less farm, pretty much. Because you kind of need, what, 4,000 gold for BKB pretty much, 2250 for the Blink Dagger. That's a lot of investment you need before you're really scary.
Yes.
I mean, back here.
Yeah, they get the vacuum into the crush here. The stuns as well. The bash is holding him in place, but Pash is still trying to walk it off. There's Lagoon onto EGM with the right clicks. No, they can't quite bring him down. They should be able to now. So they get EGM. At the same time, Pike, can he finish off Pash? He can. So 1-for-1 now. We'll see if they can move more. Amplifies out onto TA. Bambo moving in as well. The illusions from the wall still fighting onto Solo. Crush. Mag comes in with a hook shot onto the illusion, though. Doesn't quite catch either side of 4 Clovers. They'll try and move in into the tree line here. Bambo getting himself away with the surge, but the cold guard. Pushed him over the cliff. Saving Bambo effectively. Snowball comes out. If they can catch no one as well, this will be very good for 4 Clovers, but the shards won't quite trap him. He continues to walk it off. The surge forward is there. They've got the static link out. He's going to try for the TP, but the punch is there to cancel it. They'll find the TA as well. And that again, giving 4 Clovers another very nice fight there.
Yeah, that was good. That was exactly what 4C&L are looking for. And again, it's just having the mech. Like, it took so much longer for EGM to die during the beginning of that fight because Solo goes in. He kind of waits for his Laguna Blade. He doesn't use it straight away. I'm not sure if it was on cooldown or what, but he waited quite a while. It takes a very huge commitment to kill that one hero, and by that point, you're already kind of on the run, so very nice from 4CL. They can take Roshan quite easily, too. They have that amplified damage. Looks like they're just going to be going for more kills, though. Aggressive warding out from them. They're going to run right into Solo.
I mean, why not as well if they can find kills as easily as they can. Solo, yeah. Acting a little bit too late, there's the smoke to spout. As they just walk in and pick up the free kill there onto Lena. At 13 for 8, 15.5 minutes in, 4 Clovers. Dealing very well with the lineup of Vega and very much coming out on top. And the farm game as well, as you were saying earlier, Bambo having a great time on the Dark Sea, and that great time isn't stopping anytime soon by the looks of it with 7.1k.
He is rich.
He is, I mean, what's he rocking at the moment?
He's 7k net worth.
Yeah.
At freaking 16 minutes.
Okay, Mac wants to fight. Hookshot's in. We'll be able to isolate Pike out, but the static link coming out. The snowball forward as well. Will pick Pike it up. Saves him from the initial burst. You've got Saxa as well, trying to hold back no one. Mac's going to get shallow graved up. No one to die as of yet. The trap slow catching out. Saxa, but now decoy. How much has he stolen? Is it the whole 200?
217.
217. I don't think Vega were ready for that 217. Plasma field onto the Sven. Can they move forward for more? It's a 1-for-1 so far, but losing the Witch Doctor and finding the TA kill is something that they're going to be happy with every time. 4 Clovers, they might even just find the tier 1 here as well. Can they get a deny? Stormhammer coming out. Blink pull from Bambo. Vacuum onto 2. Now the Snowball moves in as well. Dodges out the Light Strike and the Dragon Slave. They'll look straight onto the Dazzle here. Punches there coming up. He hasn't got a shallow grave here, so he'll go down. 2 kills now for 4 Clovers. So they're moving up to the high ground. Wants to try and find Nikwa. Hasn't got that static link here. Maybe caught out, and the stuns are there. Stormhammer, Light Strike. Nikwa almost certainly will go down. So it ends up being a 2-for-2. Vega manages to clean up somewhat at the end of that fight. Bambo teeping out from the side. They won't be able to find him here. So Vega do manage to pick themselves up towards the end and do find that big kill onto the Razor.
The bigger thing too is they get the kill on Clockwork. So Mag, he gets enough for his blade mill off of that 1 kill. Pycat also lives through that engagement, which I think the TA was a tiny bit slow following up, but he doesn't have a blink dagger yet, so they didn't have enough damage to actually finish off Pycat. Otherwise, he would not have got his blink because he would have lost the money for it. So now, 4CL, they got blink on the Sardar. They have more initiation potential. You can look for that vac into Crush.
Okay. Straight onto Solo. The party has begun with the vacuum back. Solo. He hits the sack. Down for 1. 35 seconds and the blink dagger reveal. Working out just as nicely as 4 Clovers would have hoped it to. And the question is now, do they go for Roshan?
I think they do.
Hanging around the pit. No, Lena. It is go time. At the same time, Vega, they certainly could do their best at fighting it. They've still got a bit of a wombo combo with the whole weave and just the fact that Sven could come in with the God Strength TA as well with a fair bit of damage on board. But I don't think they know. They do now.
It's too far though, like...
It's a hard fight. It is a hard fight if they want to try for it.
Nikwa is very tanky right now, like 1600 health. You got Mech on the Darkseer, Vac Wall's gonna be up if they want to engage into
Hookshot's
this.
getting into range, but I think...
This is really hard.
Close! Is he gonna go for... Oh! He got the kill! He got the kill! Oh, Basada still picks up the Aegis. It was pretty. Let's see if Basada 4 Clovers can still come out strong. They found the kill onto the Clockwork. No one is well trying to fight, but the Death Ward is down. Has he got the damage finally? Gem? No, he hasn't. The Dragon Slave finally comes through. They do get the Witch Doctor Plycat with the bashes onto Basher. Basher goes down. So 3 for 2. They did take the Roshan here. Can they get anything more? They can't quite kill Nikwa. No, the punch is there. Dazzle comes in with the final right click, with the poison switch. They will get the kill in return. This could be a bit of a team right there. Saxon can clean this up. He's also got Plycat moving back in. He's got a shard here to hold him in position. Should buy time here for the slide out to get in range for the blink, and there we have it. Straight through. Grave comes out. At the end of the day, it's not going to matter here, and they do find an effective team wipe against the side of Vega. It was a very nice hook shot taking the kill, but the fact that Slada was still able to pick up the Aegis and get away with wiping the side of Vega means that 4 Clovers, again and again, this time, this game 2, things are certainly looking up to the latter portion of the mid-game, 20 minutes in coming up.
Man, if Mag got the Aegis on top of the kill, that would have been...
It would have been a different...
the play.
I mean, at the same time, though, 4 Clovers would have probably done as well, because the Aegis wasn't even popped on the Slada. Plycat's still holding on to it. But it would have maybe been a closer fight if they had the Clockwork around for kind of round 2.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest thing that you already mentioned is Plycat didn't get the Aegis popped at all. So in a good fight for Vega, even if they don't get the Roshan, the Aegis themselves, if they take it off of the hero who picks it up, you can still look to that and be like, alright, we got the Aegis away, which means that the next fight is going to be on equal terms, more or less. We know that when our team starts getting BKBs, we kind of have a really strong power spike where 4CL, they don't have a tremendous amount of damage outside of Magical right now, unless Razor gets a really good link. Like, that's what you're looking for, right? You get an amp on somebody with a link, that's how you deal your physical DPS. You're still fighting into Max Warcry, you're still fighting into Weave. So Vega, I think, get a little bit more potent at that stage in the game, but it hasn't hit yet. Like, they need more time.
Oh, so low.
Nice, he's gonna walk it off, dude. He's fine.
I don't know.
Shh. It's okay.
Okay.
No more words now, just
Creeway's
trains
fairly
on.
far out, so maybe... No, he's coming back. Okay, he's going... Oh, he avoids it.
He almost has Yules, actually.
He does, doesn't he? He's got the stuff, hasn't he? He just needs the recipe. So lucky enough that he wasn't caught out there by 4 Clovers gank squad. But yeah, 21-13. And then they'll be happy with this. The Sven's farm is still very good Pasha. You know, he's only 900 or so behind this Darkseer. He's been having a great time all game. He's trying to move in for that BKB. 1100 towards the mid-full Plycat. Is he going to jump on this? He is. Gets the crush. Gets on to no one, but the Storm hammers their return. Vacuum comes out. Wall as well to do. Mag controls the cross. Trying to disrupt the fight. Can he do it? No, Nikwa starts to get off the link now. Mag trapped in with the Razor. Nikwa's going to steal a hell of a lot of damage. No one's died as of yet. Here they got the Warriors punch onto Pasha. TK out looking for no one. Can he get himself out of time? No! Yes, he can! Just manages to get himself out of the fight. Nikwa moving in onto Mag. Pasha's going to try TP out as well. Can he get himself out? Yes, he can! 2 at the big cross from Vega escaping. They do lose Mag on the clock.
Nikwa, please just hit the TA.
Oh, so close. If they had got those as well. But I mean, Vega, the fact that they don't use the TA in the Sven, that was a lot less worse than it could have been there for the side.
Honestly, if they lost those 2 heroes there, I'd say this game was going to be getting completely out of hand in favor of 4CL at this point. Because again, Pasha needs a lot more time before he has BKB. The TA just finished Desolator, 22 minutes in. The average timing is like 15 to 17 minutes, most of the time, right? So you can tell that 4CL have just been applying pressure non-stop this game. And it doesn't look like they have any intention of letting up either.
Let's see if the side of Vega want to do anything about this now. They've got to let it out. Oh, he's going to be the focus here. Stormhammer comes back out in return onto Bambo. But now there's your link. Oh, in fact. Ah, that got... Why did that break?
The link?
Yeah. I swear he was there vacuuming. That looked really weird. Never mind. Stormhammer onto 2 here. Come through the cleave damage. Pasha trying to go. Now it comes out onto the Sven. And they've got the damage to turn. I don't think they have. They're actually going to back up a Mag. He's not wanting this fight to end yet. Hook straight onto Nikwa. The Shard's pushing out his own team of the Cogs. They're saved from the Tusk. Maybe not intentional, maybe so, but Saxa does save Nico. Nico will start to move back in with the link onto Pasha. They've got the punch on the sidelines onto Mag. They'll burst down the clockwork. Laguna comes out, return. They just can't kill Nico now with no one moving in. Maybe they can finish with the Razor, trying to hide up in the tree line. Can he do it in time? No, they'll lose Nico. Saxa might go down as well. Bambo, Pike out with the crush just in time. Stopping the TA, get that final hit onto Saxa. And it's a 4 for 2 at the end of that one as well.
Those ice shards, come on, that was sick.
I mean, pushing his teammate out of the cogs. It was very pretty, very fancy.
That was really nice. And it was definitely intentional. Like,
Yeah.
you don't throw ice shards in a cog like that without the intent of pushing your
It
team
could have
out
been a
of it.
panic shards, like, oh, go
Yeah, maybe.
chuck the ice at him.
Maybe he thought that the Clockwork was gonna die faster than the Razor, because the Clockwork had Blade Nail on, and Nico didn't want to hit him at that stage, right? Because if you hit him, you just die. So maybe that was what happened. But either way, ended up working out really well for the side of 4C&L. They still hold a pretty firm map control lead. Like, not a huge golden experience lead, but
No.
they have control of the map for now. Still got to emphasize the importance of BKBs on Vega.
Oh,
Sven.
hello.
He's very tanky.
He's got a lot of the odd HP to play with. Vacuum onto 2. Pike out with the double crush. Deathwall comes out. The ice shards are there. No escape for the Sven. And another very nice bit of play there from 4 Clovers. And Vega, now with the Sven on the sideline for 50 seconds. No buyback as well. That was a big pick off for Vega for 4 Clovers to find.
Ever since Pycat got his Blink Dagger, he has just been on point. Like, very aggressive, finding the openings for his team every single time, realizing that there's not much danger for him if the entire team is behind him and ready to follow it up. And the nice thing is he has multiple Blink Daggers on his team. The Tusk can just snowball in. I think he's also going for Blink because he saved up 2,050 gold up until this point. Nico is just really fast, so he can just walk in. It's just nice when you have a team that can always follow up your initiation by either having their own blinks or just being very quick. So with that in mind, yeah, there's another Blink Dagger. Every time they initiate, it's like they have a failsafe mechanism now with the snowball. Just in case somebody gets hooked, you can always have Saxa blink inside of the cogs and snowball the person out.
Absolutely.
That's also a play.
Oh,
Like,
sounds
Tusk
great.
is so good against Clockwork.
I mean, at this point as well, Vega, what is their plan? I mean, with their lineup, how do they deal with this? They have to kind of wait for 4 Clovers to come up to them, because I kind of think in terms of high ground defense, dealing with 4 Clovers, I don't know if it's that impressive from the draft of Vega when 4 Clovers have this advantage 25 minutes in.
They got some spam. Like, they have Lina, they have Flare, they can toss out. Shadow Wave is decent for killing the Creep Wave too. I think they can delay the game for a while. The question is, are they going to be able to contest the next Roshan? Because if 4C&L get that again, Pycat finishes up his BKB, he's not that far off right now. Then you're going to start having some serious issues, because then Clockwork is a non-factor against the Slardar. And that's one of the biggest things about picking Slardar into Clock, is that for the first maybe, 20 minutes of the game, the Clockwork is a huge threat for you, because if you get hooked, you actually can't hit him as long as he has Blade Mail. But then you get BKB and you're like, I don't care if you hook me, whatever. I'll just BKB. It's not a problem. So it is very concerning for Vega right now. They would like to try to take, I think, maybe a smoke is the answer here. Look for a pick, and then try to secure the next Roshan. They do get the tier 1 bottom though.
Bambo's trying to move in. He has got Pycat coming in as well, but no one's down the sidelines. This could be a risky fight for 4 Clovers to take, as no one's going to be there with the turn. They'll jump in still onto the Sven. Solo, no one turning up, and yeah, 4 Clovers, they might not have wanted to take this one, and they're going to need some more backup. Pycat is taking a heavy bit of damage with the Laguna Blade. They'll burst down the Slardar. They might be able to find Bambo here as well. This could be 2 big kills here if they can get it. The swing coming over the dropper. Now EGM's turned it with a backup. Saxa and Nico, they're ready to turn. Stormhammer to 3. Double kill from Solos. He finishes up 4 with the Dragon Slave. They will find Pasha in return. But look at this damage here for the TA. Oh my goodness, the Static Link has come out. But they've still got Solo, and they've still got Methax here as well on the Dazzle. 3 for 1 at the moment, and Vega looking to take a very nice trade. The heal bomb comes through. They've found 4. Can they get Bambo here as well? He's trying to get himself away, but the trap slow will come onto him. This could be potentially a team wipe here against 4 Clovers if they can get in range. Nobody's tried his best. Not Mag's there as well. I mean, he's creating space. He's wasting time here.
Space.
I mean, this is Bambo. Look at this man go. Surge after surge. He's like, come and get me.
He's dead. Maybe? He's got sick, he's
off, he's good. Okay.
Why were those trees dead?
Is he gonna live? Is he getting out? He's getting out. Classic Bambo, that really. I should never have doubted him.
Yeah, honestly. Why were those trees dead though? Because normally you can't walk out of there.
Bambo.
A bamboo
But
place.
didn't a light
He
strike come
actually he bought a quelling
But did
blade
he just vacuum the trees?
at the because look at how the trees are dead. If it was a vacuum, the whole area would be dead. There's only like 3 trees that are not alive. That was really weird.
Someone on the side of Vega didn't force staff him accidentally, did they? I don't know.
Oh yeah, clock 4 staff through them. That's what happened. Thank you, Shiver.
There we go. Well, nonetheless, though, it still wasn't great for 4 Clovers. They lost 4 heroes. Vega, I think they lost 1. They lost the Sven at the start. So that was the kind of fight that Vega needs to look for. Oh, Pine Cat. Hello. No.
Bottom as well. They're looking for solo.
Oh. Hello. Yeah. There we go.
Goodbye.
That's the lean up.
Straight to the moon. He has Aghanims, man. Holy crap.
It's not bad. 28 minutes in for this boy. Support Lena.
They always play it this way though. Like they give solo a lot of room.
Yeah, we've seen Solo do this before on the Lena. He always gets really good timing on the big items, even as a support. Yeah.
Yep.
Is this Roche time?
I mean, this game is still pretty damn close, like all things considered.
It really is.
There's an 11 kill lead for 4C&L right now. The Roshan is obviously going to be big too, but I think Vega have a lot of fight left in them. Like that TA is also very close to BKB. Pasha has his. So the next fight, even with 2 lives on one of your cores, I don't think it's going to be that easy to take on Vega.
Oh, they're not going to be able to contest this by the looks of it. I'll get away with that one. 4 Clovers. Aegis now on to Nikwa. And let's see if they decide to push down late. Oh, he's going to complete a BKB now here on the Razor. Mag on the side with an invis rune, see if he can set something up, but there's no tails in the mid lane for Vega to TP to. Hasn't really got that backup that he needs. I mean, in terms of going for a solo kill as well, it's going to be very hard. As this clock top lane, they're actually making a beeline here for the Sven.
Pasha, you need to get out, man.
He has got the clock. Mag's going to reveal himself. Maybe this is just come and get me, don't get this Sven.
I think Pasha was fine.
You think?
Yeah, because they went the wrong way because of the ward.
Oh, are they going to get more here? 4 Clovers. Dazzle. Yeah, they should be able to find this nice lane ward here from the side of 4 Clovers. So Dazzle thinks he's like, aha, they'll never know I'm here. I'm afraid they do. And they will be able to get Dazzle as well. He gets the weave out onto a couple of them. Buys some time. It's only some. That's the second one down here on Vega. So 4 Clovers still coming very much out on top of these fights. You've got Solo trying to push in this mid lane. It's fairly deep here as well.
So he's always doing this.
He's just going all in.
It's like every single time 4C&L are grouped up and looking for kills, Solo is somewhere farming. That is inevitable on this game.
Ooh, Pycat!
Okay.
He's got a BKB. Oh, hang on. Well, there's Zags on Solo. Pycat kind of walks in and goes, nope, I'm out of here. Yule's just keeping Saxa back here. Shards are already out, so they won't be able to trap anyone on the side of Vega. Okay, there's your BKB on TA, as you were saying. I mean, there is this point where TA and Sven dual core against 4 Clovers lineup. You get a BKB, get yourself another damage item on, maybe go back for the blink on TA. Vega still have a very, very scary team, but talking about team fight, Witch Doctor has got his Aghanims now as well, and we've already seen EGM hit off some big death wards, so this is something else that Vega had to be pretty careful about. They have got a fair bit though to disrupt the kit channeling, of course, and that's something that EGM's got to really bear in mind when he looks to get these death wards out in these fights.
The Clockwork needs to find EGM.
Yeah.
Like if he has Aghanims and no other items, like no Force Staff, no Glimmer Cape, anything like that, Mag has to be the one to find them in fights. I guess Pasha could do it as well, but you really want your Sven to go on something else besides the Witch Doctor. I don't really think you want to open up on the Witch Doctor unless you absolutely have to, so hopefully for Vega's sake they can stop that combo, because a back into a crush with having the Aghanims up on Death Ward, that can just be the end of a fight right there. Because you're going to get walled, you're going to eat a Shiva's, and you're going to eat Aghanim's Death Ward.
I mean, if they can get this kill top onto no one, he's going to BKB and TP out straight away. It's a smart move as well.
Yep.
Just get himself out.
Mask of Madness now on Pasha. He wants to do all the damage. So I guess the standard build is just to go Daedalus after this. Just try to make it so when you have all of your abilities active, like you pop God Strength, Mask of Madness, Warcry, and then you just close your eyes and right-click on somebody and hope for the best. That's pretty much how Sven works. But it is devastating if you get a crit or two.
I mean, talking about the Sven and the TA being scarier the later it goes against the lineup of 4 Clovers, Pycat himself, it looks like he's building one to a Vlad's here on the slider. So this is what kind of indicating that 4 Clovers are very much like, we want to go now. We want to
Yeah.
force the fights. We don't want to risk it to the point where the Sven gets a couple more items online or TA finds
It's
itself in
really
a
good though, because you're fighting into Wii first off. You're fighting into TA with Deso. And you know that both the cores of Vega
Yeah.
are dealing primarily physical damage. So having that 5 armor aura, imagine it like a cheap AC. You know, you
Yes,
buy it because you
it's-
want the armor.
And
That's
and it is cheap. No,
Yeah.
It's not a bad price for what it does.
Yeah, it's very, very effective. The only person that is kind of like the X Factor right now for Vega is Solo, because
Okay.
he's getting close to level 16. He's going to have the level 3 Laguna Blade. You can do a significant chunk of the Slardar's health because he's not building health items anymore. Like, he only
He
has
isn't.
BKB.
He's going for the Sora, yeah.
You eat a meld and like 1 or 2 auto attacks in a Laguna, you could just be dead, you know? If you have Sprint on especially, you just get wrecked, so... Looks like we got a DC here. Hopefully Nick will be rejoining us shortly. But it's still anyone's game. Like, in terms of overall team fight, it seems like the later the game goes, it's just who gets the better jump. Like
It really is. with the
one
lineups.
good vac wall, one good death ward could end it.
Yeah.
Likewise, Vega could find a good hook shot and a pick onto an important hero. You know, your Sven lands like a 2 or 3 man stun, hits a few times with God Strength on. Like, it just depends on who gets the better jump.
And I feel as well, it's a big part of the team fight is going to be the fact that 4 Clovers have a Darkseer and Vega don't. That vacuum into the combos is going to be huge. If you kind of put the Darkseer in Vega's lineup, maybe they're around like a vac into Stormhammer, Light Strike Array, but the fact that they have got this setup on 4 Clovers is just going to be the key point every time, because they've got so much to follow through that vac after it comes out from Bambo. And we know that Bambo's been playing absolutely top of his form at the moment. He's top of the net worth, 13Ks, been finding the initiations every single time. And in terms of what items has the Darkseer got now at this point?
I
We
think he
picked up a
picked up
Shiva's
Shiva's,
last, didn't he?
yeah.
Yeah, he's got completed Greaves. It's all about the Bambo Darkseer setting this up. If they get a good vacuum into any stun follow-up, whether it be Crush, just a snowball across them all, I see it being very hard for Vega to turn around the fights, unless they get the BKBs off in time. They've got to get those BKBs off at the start of these fights.
Yeah. That is actually very, very important. And the other thing is, like, right now, there's Solar Crest up on Vega. So they can put it on the Sven, or they can put it on the TA, and nobody on 4CL has MKB either. So like the physical damage mitigation and like that pure physical damage output that Vega have, I think is a tiny bit higher.
Okay.
Of course, barring the Witch Doctor. Like that's the big thing. If EGM can get into a good position, but the problem is it's just a naked Aghanims. So if a flare
There's
comes
so
out
much to stop
and
it.
Mag scouts you, right? It's like so many things can stop you on this team. You can get blinked on by the freaking Sven. You can get hookshot. You can get Yules. You can eat a Light Strike Array. Like even just getting bursted down is possible with 1200 health and 4 armor when you're playing against TA with Deso and such. So still a lot of things to worry about here from both sides. I think with the utilization of the Razor having Aegis, I think you just run in and you just like you try to get a link off. You try to make them kind of group up on you, set up for Bambo to line a decent vac wall,
Yeah.
and then you can try to fight based off that. They are apparently having a smoke break, Vega,
Is that what was
because
said?
somebody DC'd,
Alright.
and then as
they're
soon
like,
as they paused,
"Let's
everybody
go,
from
lads."
Vega were just like, "We got smoke."
Okay.
And then alright, they're back now though.
There we go. We're back in. We're back in. G's called. We're getting ourselves back on. But yeah, 1932. I think the scoreboard certainly looks a lot worse than the situation really is for Vega.
Yes.
Because they still have the punch,
Absolutely. Or in this case, the hammer.
the hammer.
Yeah, the Sven hammer, man.
Let's see if it's enough though. Because at this point, 4 Clovers. Oh, Bambo.
This man knows no fear.
He just running around the towers. Time with them creating the space here for the lane to start to get pushed forward. They've got backup as well coming in from EGM and Pycat, so they're very much ready to fight here if Vega want to try and jump out. But we'll probably see them hang back. Vega and themselves looking for pressure elsewhere on the map. Bambo just moving in with the punches onto Dazzle. And they'll find themselves the tower. Bottom lane, Vega moving in as a 3. There'll be TPs out as well. Bambo coming to join it. Pycat's going to find no one. There's no one going to find him. Getting further damage out. The Amplifier is there for the hook shot across. Mag, he's going to find Pycat. And no one can do the damage yet. Pycat, he's going to get glimmered up. He's going to be fine. Snowball comes through. They've got the wall out. BKB comes out for no one. I don't think it matters. They've got the damage to take down the TA. And Pycat doesn't quite get himself up there in time to cancel the TP. But nonetheless, taking down no one there on the Templar Assassin and 70 seconds down for. They're going to be very happy with that one, and of course the fact that Nikwa, he is still carrying that Aegis, isn't it? It's not timed out soon, is it, on the Razor? Yeah, he's still got Aegis, so this is push time. They might even be able to force out the buyback here from the Templar.
50 seconds is kind of borderline. They may be able to. There's no Aghanims up though on Nikwa, so their high ground push is okay, not great. they're kind of more relying on the team fight, I think, like winning it in a big way and then trying to go high ground based off that. So we'll see how much damage they can do. There is Glyph available and a decent amount of spam on Vega.
Oh, Pycat. Oh, if he gets these bashes, you got to run past. He's got a Storm Hammer in a second. Turns around, gives it somebody. He's going to try and turn with the Ghost Trap. Wants to. Can he do it? Can he do it? Can he do it? Can he do it? One more will do it. Oh, Pycat's a little bit too fast with the sprint. There's a little blink blink. As he gets himself away, and Basher will find the tower. And Mr. Shiva's Sexy Bambo coming in with the vacuum. He's looking to clean up what they started, and meanwhile Razor has died across the map. Pycat comes back in with the crush. Where did Razor die? Well, looks like he got caught out here by the Tricor, Solo Mag, and the Dazzle. They might even find themselves another one. EGM caught out with a heal bomb. So Vega do find some good things in return off losing the Sven on the top lane. I mean, a Razor and a Witch Doctor, I'll take that any day, I think, Vega at this point.
Yeah, I think that losing the Sven is a minor thing. Like, he has the items that he needs. He just needs to make sure that he's in the fight, you know? Like, sure, dying isn't great, but the last item that you're really going to be looking for is a crit. And then you're pretty much, like, you're not replacing anything.
Sax is closing in, big Glimmer Cake, so they've got the Snowball as well to close this gap. They do have a Dazzle here on the side, pops out the weave, might be able to do something to help, but the vacuum's down to 2. Solo's caught in the middle of it all, and so is the Dazzle. Dazzle gets bashed up, they'll find 1, they'll find 2. Mega kill streak now for Bambo. And nicely done there. Making themselves... or just making their position evident above Vega at the moment. 2 more kills and nothing that Vega can do in return. And the goal's starting to rack up here on no one on his way towards his next item. And mid lane, Mag fairly far out here. There'll be a wraparound from Sax, so Bambo's closing in as well. He gets the cogs down here, but Mag could be in trouble. He's looking for the TP out. Have they got the vacuum? Yes, they have. Brings him over the cliff. Snowball's there with a punch to follow up. They'll take down the Clockwork. And yet again, another pick-off here that 4 Clovers are finding as Vega throwing around heroes on the bottom and the mid lane, and not to much success.
It really is strange to me how Vega are staying so long. Like, every single time, like, Pasha was pushing the tier 2 alone. Like, Solo was down there bottom, botted in, was there with the Dazzle, got picked again. Then Mag is mid alone. Like, what is going on right now? Like, why are Vega just so far out of position all the time?
And now they're going to be a man down if this defensive 4 Clovers try and push. 30 seconds to out the Clockwork. They do have the Sven and the TA back up, and it looks like that's going to be enough to scare 4 Clovers away here. I'm not quite feeling confident enough to stick around.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, those picks can put 4CL ahead enough to win the game. And Vega needs to always remember that, like, your team is very strong in a 5 versus 5 scenario because you have Weave and Battle Cry, or War Cry, and you have good initiation and high burst damage, but you're not utilizing your team fight if you're just split and always dying. Like, I know Solo wants level 16. I understand that he wants to get that there. Oh, hey, never mind, he has it already, so there's not even much of a point anymore.
Oh, hello, Pycat. Oh, hello. Gets the crusher, amplifies there, but now Pasha is there with a turn, and that's a lot of burst.
There we go.
There we go. Indeed, Vega, their positioning working out that time. Now down for 70 seconds. See what they can do with that. They're going to stick around at the top, the 2 of them. But this is, yeah, these are the pickups they need to find here, being this deep on the map. Money starting to rack up for this Sven as well. So Vega's still playing very well regarding the position that they are in. Solo starting to push in the top lane. We're seeing a couple of the members of 4 Clovers moving out towards the mid for EGM and Mr. Tusk. Roshan isn't of course quite back up yet. But Vega, they're ready to try and go here. Top lane pushed in at the moment by Solo. And in fact, Solo may be okay. Luckily, the shards won't catch him. The stun from the Snowball's not going to be enough either as well. He'll turn around with the Yules onto the Tusk. Last strike comes down. It's going to be a bit early with the timing, but Max able to hook shot onto Nikwa. And also moving in from the back as well. Solo's going to be able to live this. Stormhammer onto Bambo. BKB's come out from Nikwa. He's going to try and finish off the Lina. Should be able to and will find the kill onto Lina, but there's a buyback straight away from Solo. Pash trying to run out, but now no one turns at the meld here. Onto Nikwa on the right race. He's going to continue to chase. Poison touch from the Dazzle. Link forward from Sax. Can he do anything to finish off Nikwa? No, Nikwa's going to be fine there. Has the Glimmer Cape on him. He'll be okay. And now the shards onto Dazzle. Dazzle's been kept aside from the team. Always looking with the grave TP. Is he going to be enough to get himself back? But the cast is there to stop it. They will lose the Dazzle. They don't lose anyone else though on the side of Vega, as everyone else is able to escape. But 4 Clovers, of course, do manage to get the defense down. There was a buyback from the Lina as well, expended in that fight.
He bought back and TP'd mid to farm. Maybe he was buying back assuming they could potentially turn the fight, and then he realized that the fight was a lost cause, and then he was like, oh, well, I kind of just wasted my buyback now. But that's a really big commitment from him. That means if he dies once, 4CL can either go for Roche, which is just spawned, or they can just go high ground.
It's going to all be about this Roche attempt. I think Vega will definitely want to try and give it some, because they've got an MKB on TA. If they can take it, just a couple of kills off the back of 4 Clovers, they can bring down that Roche incredibly fast. 4 Clovers are going to go straight in there. Pycat's down the slider, ready with the amplify. Are Vega going to be able to do anything about this? They just don't have to dazzle it for 2 seconds, and maybe that's enough. They are starting to move both Croc and TA towards it, but looks like they're just going to let it go here. They just don't feel confident fighting it with the fact that Dazzle's only just come back. Isn't going to be there for the fight. And quite a key component in terms of keeping the team alive, and yeah, 4 Clovers will be able to take it. Aegis on the slider, and we are going to have Nikwa holding the cheese as well on this Razor. So we'll see if 4 Clovers want to try and go for another attempt down the mid, try and break the base, and see what they can do off the back of these pretty key pickups. There's now, and that Ag's on the clockwork. So we're going to see Mag throwing himself out from these high ground defenses, and indeed Bambo as well, closing in on what we'd imagine to be that Cypher Vice here. Yeah, okay, he's got the
so many items coming out for 4CL soon. How do you fight it now if you're Vega? That's the problem. Like, you have to wait for the datas for sure, unless they're pushing into your base, and that's the one at a time you can fight. Also, I'm a little bit confused as to why no one opted to go for MKB. Is he just anticipating a Solar Crest? Because Soxa doesn't even have it yet, and there's no Butterfly.
Oh, Solo. Well, that Ghost Scepter's not going to help you against the Cask and the Plasma, and I think Lena may be dead. Oh, that's actually a dieback essentially. He's down for 90 seconds here on this Lena. Hookshot comes through onto Pycat here. No one's moving in as well, looking for the damage. Pycat does get the BKB off. Snowball comes through, they'll be able to save him. Now with the standing onto no one's going to get himself up with the shot there. The Death Force Breach also won't reach again. You're fully good in front. Just got the damage here to find the TA. Pycat moving forward, gets the crush onto the Dazzle. Just stopping any healing coming through onto the TA, and they're going to find no one. They should be able to find him, at least, and they do. And suddenly 3 heroes on the deck for Vega, none with buyback. And 4 Clovers are ready to go. Sven has got an AC, but at the same time that Nikwa picks up his own.
He doesn't have a team though.
Yes,
his team is dead.
Oh, that was a painful fight for Vega. I mean, even if you could call it that, it was just them losing heroes. I mean, this could be bordering on game, Andy.
Sometimes Dota 2 is a game where you lose heroes.
Bambo's got a hex, and okie dokie, okay, no.
Yeah,
that's it. Okie dokie, GG, well played, I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
That was fast. Escalated quickly.
It was the Bambo show once again on the dark side, I've got to say.
Dude, he played such a good game. Like, as soon as he gets that first kill bottom, he wins that lane super hard. The rotations from 4CL this game were very good. They tried everything in their power to keep the mid TA down. Mag, he had a couple of nice hook shots during the mid game, but just on the back of multiple picks, Vega just always seemed out of sorts this game. Like, they were either too far, like on the other side of the map, and they would die, and then they could never really get a 5-man engagement, or they were just like Solo. He bought back for no reason, and then he was doing the same exact thing that he died the first time doing, and then died again.
Yes.
And then it's like, okay, well, now Arlena's dead for 90 seconds. They have the third Roshan with Aegis and Cheese. We have 4 heroes. We can't win anymore. Like, that's just the end of the game.
Yeah, and 4 Clovers did it. I mean, as you said, Bambo playing very well from the start straight up till the end.